Hey guys, it's Ruby here at Harry Wood Gallery with Anne Bry for her MFA thesis show. It's called Polyfun. First of all, I just want to ask, how did you come up with this piece behind us? It's what is it exactly? Like, can you explain it?
Sure. These are suspended player piano rolls, and if you're not sure what a player piano is, there's one in the gallery. And the rolls have holes punched out of them, which is more or less code for playing music. And so when I was a child, my family had a player piano, and I have all these wonderful memories of dancing around to the music. And the songs are old songs that are often forgotten, and we tend to empathize with things that have been forgotten because we don't want to be forgotten. And then I'm really interested in the translation of code, which is something that's very cold and hard, to something like music that's very emotional and expressive. And that kind of the difference between that and how you get from one to the other.
Cool. So is this music like just is it music that you wrote, or is it music that like you found somewhere?
There's two different kinds of music going on. One of them is from a piece involving music boxes.
On the back wall back there.
And each music box gets wound up one by one and becomes very cacophonous and loud, and then they die down. So that's kind of a form of music mashup, right? And then the other videos are cut and spliced player piano rolls. So I've taken two player piano rolls and cut them in segments together so that when it plays, you get parts of two songs, which is also very sort of discordant and cacophonous. And for me, that has to do with objects from the past that we can't really know their background or their history, and how they're transformed over time into this other thing, and then accentuating that by cutting them and pasting them back together and creating something even more distorted from what it ever originally was.
Yeah. So I just, because I happened to be talking to someone earlier, is there like a performance aspect of this? I met like a dancer, I think she said she was. How does that tie in with this?
Yes, absolutely. There will be dance performances tonight, including myself and the Dolce Dance Company. I've been collaborating with them over the past couple of weeks and sharing my ideas and my videos with them. And I have a background in music but also in dance, and I've recently come back to taking dance classes, and it's become another part of my art practice and a way to explore movement. And just like working through the community at ASU, I was able to meet somebody in another department, Claire Renaud from English, who's a dancer and works with a dance company, and we shared ideas, and we ended up collaborating for the performance that'll be happening around 6:30, 6:45.
Okay, very nice. Thank you so much for interviewing with us, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, I'm here at Gallery 100 with Ed Kennefic for Inheritance. It's his MFA thesis exhibition for painting, correct?
Painting.
I would assume, since there are paintings here. All right, so anyway, could you just tell me a little bit about the work? They're really beautiful paintings, but how did you, what's your idea behind them?
Oh, well, thank you. Well, it sort of started as an autobiographical series of work, which started with doing paintings of my daughter. And then moving on to doing sort of intimate portraits of my mother, and sort of exploring ideas of age and the problems that come with age, respectively, at any certain age, dealing with ideas of loss of security, loss of physical well-being, change, transformation, things like that, and then trying to capture those ideas, the psychological ramifications of those things in paint. In the portraiture, and then I moved on to more sort of allegorical or narrative works of multiple images, like this piece here.
Yeah. So do you work mostly, just out of curiosity, do you work from photos or do you work from life, or is it kind of a mix of the both too?
I generally work from photographs. I came into the program doing very photo-based work where I would basically sort of replicate the effects of photography, in particular Polaroid snapshots. But I decided at some point I really wanted to change. I wanted to change the work I was making. I wanted to reinvent myself as an artist. And so that was what sort of pushed me forward. So I started painting from life, but I found it was extremely difficult to paint a small child from life. And so they move a lot. And so I returned to using the photo, but tried to use it in a way that I wasn't merely reflecting what the camera was doing. I tried to take more artistic license and kind of take ownership of the photos and make them work for me rather than I work for them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally it does. Well, they're very beautiful work, and thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey guys, I'm here at Step Gallery with Ariel Ellens for Pillows for the Generations. I was just wondering if you could tell me, I was just curious about why pillows?
So I decided to do pillows because I'm really interested in home decor and interior design, and I wanted to push the customized meaning further with what we choose to surround ourselves by.
Okay, cool. So do you have any, what's the meaning behind, basically what's your artist statement for this show?
Okay. So each pattern, I decided to meditate on a certain family member, like for instance, Andy Boy, and I would think about what he loves to do and what reminds me of Andy. And so for this pillow over there, I made an airplane stencil and a video game background, and then I made his own little special logo, Andy Boy.
Okay, cool. So are these, how do you make these pieces? Are they screen prints or how do you, or dyed fabric or what?
Okay, they're actually both. So some prints I would hand dye first and then print over them. And then most of the prints are just Osnaburg fabric that I would mix my own pigments. And then this one, for instance, is hand-cut stencils. And then other ones are photographic stencils. But they're all my own compositions and my own mixed pigments.
Nice. Well, thank you very much, Ariel. Congratulations.
Thank you.